This was the Carmagnole. As it passed, leaving Lucy frightened and bewildered in the doorway of the woodsawyer's house, the feathery snow fell as quietly and lay as white and soft as if it had never been. "Oh, my father!" For he stood before her when she lifted up her eyes. She had momentarily darkened with her hands. "Such a cruel, bad sight!" "I know, my dear, I know. I have seen it many times. Don't be frightened. Not one of them would harm you." "I'm not frightened for myself, my father. But when I think of my husband and the mercies of these people—" "We will set him above their mercies very soon. I left him climbing to the window, and I came to tell you. There is no one here to see. You may kiss your hands toward the highest shelving roof. I do so, my father, and I send him my soul with it." "You cannot see him, my poor dear?" "No, father," said Lucy, yearning and weeping as she kissed her hand. "No." A footstep in the snow. Madame Defarge. "I salute you, citizeness." From the doctor. "I salute you, citizen." This in passing, nothing more. Madame Defarge gone like a shadow over the white road. "Give me your arm, my love. Pass from here with an air of cheerfulness and courage, for his sake." That was well done. They had left the spot. "It shall not be in vain. Charles is summoned for tomorrow." "For tomorrow?" "There is no time to lose. I am well prepared, but there are precautions to be taken that could not be taken until he was actually summoned before the tribunal. He has not received the notice yet, but I know that he will presently be summoned for tomorrow and removed to the conciergerie. I have timely information. You are not afraid?" She could scarcely answer. "I trust in you." "Do so implicitly. Your suspense is nearly ended, my darling. He shall be restored to you within a few hours. I have encompassed him with every protection. I must see Lori." Okay, so Charles is going to have his day in court the following day. And Dr. Manette is certain that he can get Charles out of there. He's certain that Charles is going to be found innocent. He has every reason to believe that he will be. He's going now to Mr. Lori to discuss plans and such. He stopped. There was a heavy lumbering, wheels within hearing. They both knew too well what it meant. 1, 2, 3. 3 tumbrils faring away with their dread loads over the hushing snow. So what they're hearing is 3 tumbrils, which are just big kind of like crates. Not really crates, but like y'all seen old movies or movies that are set in historical times, like a carriage that's pretty wide and has kind of like a flatbed in it, carrying people towards the guillotine. "I must see Lori," the doctor repeated, turning her another way. The staunch old gentleman was still in his trust. He had never left. He and his books were in frequent requisitions as to property confiscation and made national. What he could save for the owners he saved. No better man living to hold fast by what Tellson's had in keeping and to hold his peace. A murky red and yellow sky and a rising mist from the Seine denoted the approach of darkness. It was almost dark when they arrived at the bank. The stately residence of Monseigneur was altogether blighted and deserted. Above a heap of dust and ashes in the court read the letters, "National Property, Republic One and Indivisible, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, or Death." Who could that be with Mr. Lori, the owner of the riding coat upon the chair, who must not be seen? From whom newly arrived did he come out, agitated and surprised, to take his favorite in his arms? To whom did he appear to repeat her faltering words when, raising his voice and turning his head toward the door of the room from which he had issued, he said, "Removed to the conciergerie and summoned for tomorrow"? So we find that there is someone with Mr. Lori who is asking Mr. Lori questions. But at the end of chapter 5, we don't know who that is. So that's where we end. Our next chapter is going to be about Charles Darnay's trial.